On this edition of the Rock and Metal Faith Podcast, we're going back to the Sunset Strip, and we're going to talk about some of the Christian metal bands that were there, particularly Holy Soldier, and we're going to focus on their first two albums. This is the Rock and Metal Faith Podcast.
With electric guitars, the heavens shake through every riff, our souls awake. This is rock and metal faith. The thunder roars, his name is praised. Through light and dark, his love will fade. Forever loud, rock and metal faith.
Welcome back to the Rock and Metal Faith Podcast, where it's all about the Christian rock and metal, from the classics to the newcomers. We talk about them all right here. So we come discover some new bands and reminisce about your old favorites. I am your host, Arin Hancock, with my co-host, Kris Plamondon. I just about said Aaron Rockman.
Make up your mind.
No, we're going with that, but I just got used to saying that all the time. That
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be a bleep, right? That would be a beep.
all right, yeah. So thanks to everybody for listening. Thank you for listening. If you're a first-time listener, and if you've been around for a while, we thank you for coming back.
Right.
And we got a little bit of news to talk about. But first, we always talk about any new comments. We actually got a lot of new comments since the last time we recorded. So that might fill up the entire episode.
Oh.
All right. First up, actually, we had a comment on our Facebook page. So for those of you who don't know, we have a Facebook page. We also have a Facebook group page. So you can find us two places on Facebook. And we keep telling people we love to hear from you. We love to hear comments on our Facebook page. We actually got one of our listeners there, Jay Allen, has posted on there saying, I love this podcast. Arin and Kris have some great interviews with icons in the Christian rock and metal genre. They've turned me on to new to me bands. And Arin does great work with the monthly birthday recognitions. When I listen along, I have constant flashbacks to when I first heard music that they discuss. Occasionally they mention bands I have somehow missed. Give them a listen, because this is a great place to plug it in, crank it up. I suggest they reach out to Gary Lennar for an interview. I understand that Tourniquet has a new project underway. Yes, I know people have been actually talking about that a little bit. So, yeah, we might have to get in touch and see what's in the works with.
I think so. We might have to do a live pathogenic ocular dissidence with them. That would be awesome.
Is that the only song in there, as you know?
Yes. I'm not afraid to admit it.
That's all right. The only one I really know is You Get What You Pray For.
I think, well, yeah, I know that song. You get what you pray for. Yes, now that song's playing in my head. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks.
Well, you know what? Thank you to Jay Allen, first of all, for posting on the Facebook page. We like that, good or bad. And thanks for the kind comments, actually. And thanks for talking about the birthday segment, because I was always unsure if people were listening to that. So it's nice to know that, yes, people are listening to birthday segments. And we just did one that came out a little while ago for January, and I started actually adding to that. We're going to be talking about a band with each one, just a short overview, who was in the band, a couple album reviews, whatever. All right. Back to the comments section. This one threw me for a loop for a second when I first read it, until I realized where it was coming from. This came from the YouTube, and it says, I like the information. It would be good to edit your podcast. It would be awesome if you could include snippets of songs. took me a while to realize this was coming from our Best of Petra episode,
Okay.
which was episode number 3. And I laugh about that because the probably first 10 episodes were not edited well, if at all. I was limited in our editing program until we switched programs with what I could do. All I could really do was cut out conversations or parts of the conversation that didn't fit in. And that was about it. I couldn't do much with the sound, couldn't EQ it very well until we switched programs. The lack of music in the early programs was because we're editing through Spotify. They wouldn't let us use music. Well, we could use their music, but then it would only appear on Spotify and we couldn't upload to Apple or YouTube or any other place like that. So that limited us. One thing really important. What it tells me is we are gaining new listeners. So that's a good
Yes.
sign. But we always tell people, you don't need to go back to the first episodes because they were not well done.
They were, yeah, that's right. If you jumped in late now, we encourage you, go back. There's like, what, 100 or so?
Yeah. Well, no. We're on 50.
50?
Yeah. I don't know. We may have to redo some of those old episodes, I think, like if we revisit the Best of Petra, I think that would be
Nothing
nice.
wrong with that. Well, for that, let's wait because they're just going to release their album, right?
Oh, yes. Hey, yeah, we could talk
Yeah.
more about that with their note.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in the news, actually. I want to get through comments and then into
okay.
news. Okay. And okay, so we had an episode where we had Scott Wenzel
Mhm.
on as a guest. That was this past or last year, I guess, since we're now into the new year. But anyways, within a year. And again, coming from comments, all these comments are coming off YouTube, which is great. We're getting
Yeah.
interaction on YouTube. I think it's probably because YouTube makes it real easy to comment on videos, and so
Yeah,
people
it
are,
is.
which is great. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or any of the other formats, still drop us a comment and review. Drop us a review if you're on Apple. If you're listening anywhere else, you don't know how to leave comments, you can always drop us an email. We have an email which is always in the show notes at the end of the show notes. So go ahead and do that. But coming from YouTube, talking about the Scott Wenzel episode, this guy liked the episode. He said, "Love you all and thanks for your service to God. Bless you." That was from Bruce McCulloch. And for the same episode as well, Ursula Jones says, "My husband Roger told me when he played drums in his Christian metal band Vessel, they opened up for White Cross in 88, or was it 89? At the Rock House in Grafton, Virginia, I believe. And stuff. So that's kind of cool. Hey, we got some female
Yeah.
listeners.
We love hearing stories like that. That would be great. I know there's posts out there about one of them was asking, what was your best Christian rock concert that you've been to?
Right? Yeah.
We
Well,
should
yeah.
do something like that.
Yeah, could do that. And this one was also, I think, came from the same episode. We interviewed Scott shortly after Roger had passed away. And so we kind of asked him about his thoughts about Roger. But I'm not really sure how to say his tag name. Morocco Sleeman, it's something like that. I'm sorry if I mess up your name. I'm just trying to figure out how to say what your YouTube name is. However, you commented, "Roger Martinez unfortunately got involved with Satanism. I hope he went back to Christ." Yeah, I'm not really sure where he was when he died. I know there was lots of comments about that, knowing where he came from, knowing what he was doing before he died, and kind of hoping he returned back to the Lord. We did talk as well a little bit about that in our Christian Thrash episode with Doug Van Pelt, and did talk about Martin and what happened with him. I could not let an interview about Vengeance Rising go and not talk about after the band broke up and the downfall of Roger, and that was sad to see. But that's how it goes.
Yep.
This one, that's from our last episode. Before we do that, let's talk about this. This is about our X Center episode. He says, "We covered their main albums,
There's 4. Yeah.
We did skip a few albums. So was it Soldier 7778? It sounds like he's a Striper fan as well. So we like Striper fans. I'm a Striper fan too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We like
Yes. So he decided to list their complete discography. Get It from 1989 and Peace Treaty from 1991, which we talked about. Loud and Proud came out in 2001, reissued in 2007. That one I don't know. And Cracked came out in 2003. That was one I never even heard of,
I never
actually.
either, yeah.
Fire It Up in 2006, which was Peace Treaty re-recorded, but did not have the ballad Hold On it. They did add the song Fire It Up. And then 2008 was World Covered in Blood, which we talked about. And then Going Out with a Bang came out last year, and we talked about that one. Our last episode, we were talking about favorite records. And where is that comment here? Here we are. Ollie Cat there, 2006, says something about Behold the Beloved and Worldview for sure, because I know we mentioned those as a couple of our favorite records. Definitely like the Worldview. Behold the Beloved, I've heard a couple of times. I know I like what I hear. Haven't fully got into it yet. I'm going to have to listen to that a few more times and get into it a little deeper. He also says as well, I wanted to like the Reign of Glory, got the album. It just never clicked with me. I even saw them live too.
That's
Well,
right.
yeah, it's everybody each their own.
That's right. It's something it'll grow on you, I think. Beloved, I liked it when I first found it, and then, hasn't really.
I listened again. There's a couple songs on there. I'd have to look at the track list, but a couple songs on there that I do like quite a bit. So I'll have to get. I think for me, it's a matter of how much I listen to it. The more I listen to it, the more I'm going to like that one. For those who are listening and not on YouTube, I'm holding up a special cup that I had made for myself and Kris with our logo on. I'm wearing the new shirt that was made up.
It's too cold down here. I am in a basement. I'll use the cup. That's better.
That's why I got long sleeves on. So that's what we're talking about. Well, maybe we can bring that in as part of the news. If anybody, would maybe reach out to us if they are interested in merchandise. We haven't really talked about that yet. I'm not sure how many of you guys out there are interested in merchandise. We're talking like shirts, cups, or whatever. We're slowly talking about that. I haven't decided one way or the other yet. So that's something you can maybe let us know if you're into that. In the news, you want to talk about, we talked about the last time that Petra's got a new one coming out. By the time this comes out, their new one, the pre-orders should be open. And
I think they're already open. Yeah.
That could be too. And then really soon, probably by the time you're listening to this, the digital formats should be available. So there is that.
From everything I read in the last day, it looks like their site is just getting bombarded. Like people
I bet. Well, that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. There's a lot of excitement for that. Also, I'm hearing reports that Pride plans on working on a new album and releasing it this year. So that could be exciting. They put 2 out last year, actually. And, probably 3 or 4 for Dale Thompson because he has some side projects. He had that blues project with the Boondogs, I think, released one. He was on...
Who did we have from Bride on here?
Dale Thompson.
Is that Dale?
Yes, Dale Thompson.
Are you asking him to come back on when the album comes out?
Oh, we could, actually, yes.
That would be cool.
We'll see how it goes. So we're kind of brainstorming, kicking around ideas. Also for new music, Michael Sweet says he's been working on the new Striper record. He says they're actually, I just reading a post. He says they're doing it a little differently this time around. Normally they go in, kind of record live in the studio, all get set up and all play at once, record all the tracks almost at once. This time they're doing it with the guitars first and doing it track by track. And stuff.
Probably
So,
because of Michael's medical schedule, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and I think he says he's going to lay down some vocal tracks. And yeah, like I said, we mentioned before, I think last time there, that it was announced that his cancer's back. His thyroid cancer came back. However, it seems to be not so bad right now.
Yeah, I saw yesterday that he had gone in and done a couple tracks and he felt great. So
Right.
that's good.
He did say though, and I don't know if this is going to affect the tour. Maybe that's what he was talking about. He did say something too. They may have to bring in a singer, so he would still be part of Striper. He would likely play the guitars like he always does. So,
He could sing too.
oh yeah. Time to plug it in and turn it up. All right, so this time on the Plug It In segment, we are going with actually another new song. This came out last year, and I think it even made my list of notable songs, notable albums from Jermaine Pascual, and he is noted for being the singer with the band Narnia. He replaced Christian Lillegren. I have trouble saying some of these Swedish names here, but anyways, he replaced Christian and was with the band from 1999 to 2003. He was on the albums Long Live the King and Desertland. Then Narnia took a break for a while, and he came back with the band with the album Enter the Gate, and then they did it, and then Narnia broke up again. Although Narnia, I think, is back together again, back with Christian, or I'm not sure on that. Since his time after Narnia, Pascual has also been in a couple other bands called Divine Fire and Empire 21. This album I'm going to play the song from is called Beyond Our Comprehension. It's his second solo record in 13 years. Wow, that's quite expanded.
That's a long time.
What's he doing? Another Guns N' Roses? Anyways,
That'd be cool.
This album has been described as featuring a blend of melodic and power metal with progressive touches, expressive vocals, and dynamic ranges. So we're going to play a song that I really liked called Save Me. So this is Jermaine Pascual with, and I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry. I'm not too sure on some Swedish pronunciations. But I hope I say his name right. Anyways, and this is Save Me. So that was Can You Say Me from Germain Pascal off of Beyond Our Comprehension. What do you think of that?
Wow. I mean, he could kind of he's close to Sebastian, but not really. No. I like the
Yeah,
drums combinations that they had that he put in the second verse. That was
right.
awesome.
Yeah, that's good. And the whole album is in that same vein, that same sound, same style. So if you like that, check out the whole album as well. And all right, so on to Holy Part. Part of the reason I wanted to talk about Dome, or talking about now at this time, I think, I mean, why not talk about them? They were a great band. But I know when we were doing research on other episodes, when I was doing research for the Christian thrash and talking, kind of looking up what was going on with Vengeance Rising form, Holy Soldier didn't come out in 1989. That's when the first record came out.
Yeah.
They were a band part of the, playing the Sunset Strip throughout the 80s. So right there with Striper. It's just that Striper got their record deal first and took Holy Soldier a little longer to get their record deal.
Were they
But
signed by the same label?
no, no, Striper got signed by Enigma. They were a
Right.
mainstream label where Holy Soldier got signed by Myrrh Records and stuff. So I remember we talked about this going through the Christian bookstores when they were around and discovering music. Yeah, I picked up their cassette. I
Ah,
still have
yes.
cassettes. I still have cassettes. I picked up their cassette from the Christian bookstore. I remember that and loved it. So yeah, coming out on playing years in on the Sunset Strip and being part of that LA hair metal scene, glam scene, whatever you want to call it. They really had time to refine their sound and all this. They formed in the mid '80s. I would even say early '80s because they were a band before Vengeance Rising was formed. I know that much. They had some success on the strip, and we're looking for a new singer and kind of put the call out. Stephen Patrick was in Memphis. He sends in a demo tape, and they liked it enough that they brought him in up to LA and went through an extensive audition process and then decided on him. So the lineup for the first album was Stephen Patrick on vocals, Jamie Kramer on guitars, Michael Cutting on guitars, Andy Robbins on bass. And then it says Terry Sarge Russell, but I think he was known more as the Animal, so I would say Terry the Animal Russell on drums. And the first album was produced by David Zaffirro, who many people will know was also the guitarist for Bloodgood. And now I've heard reports that they had different options to go with different producers. One story I heard a while back was Michael Sweet was an option to produce the record, and they thought about using him, but Michael would have just come in, hit record, and let them do their thing. Whereas David Zaffirro worked with the band. He rearranged some of the songs to make them better.
Yeah.
I heard reports that he worked with Terry Russell, making him a better drummer. That he sat with him for hours working on Terry's timing, and have him just beat out simple beats to a metronome or all this, like hours on end, just to get him to sound better. David, worked with the band. They didn't say come in the studio and I'll hear record and that's all.
And
Where
play.
some guys were going to do that. I think they made a good choice going with David because he knew what he was doing. He knew how to get a good record. He knew how to make the sounds come out good. And it's not just tweaking or EQing it properly. He knew what arrangements would make a good arrangement as well. And I think it was successful. I mean, this album I think was huge. This album I think defines Christian pop metal, glam metal, Christian hair metal, whatever you want to call that term. But this is the defining album of that scene, I think. What are your
Wow.
thoughts on the? Yeah. What are your thoughts on
That's quite the. Well, I had a problem when I was looking at my list. Spotify, for whatever reason, they would not let me pick a song from an album and listen to it. Instead, I just had to pick a song and listen to it, but it wouldn't give me the list of all of the songs.
Right.
So I don't have all my songs, but they're from different albums. I listened to the songs and I
Yeah.
wrote down which ones I liked, which ones I didn't.
Okay. All right.
I think See No Evil.
That's on the first one. Yes.
Okay, I like See No Evil. That was awesome.
That's a good one. That was actually released as a single.
See No Evil.
Yeah. It even got some airplay on MTV until MTV realized what the content of the song was about, and then they pulled it.
Wow. There's got to be a story behind that.
Well, I think they just, oh, it's a good video. The sound sounds good. Let's play it. And then they realized what the lyrics were about. And for those who have not heard the song, See No Evil is about the anti-abortion song. There were many Christian bands writing ethical songs, picking a social cause to sing about. Many bands wrote about abortion, and this was Holy Soldier's version of it. That's actually a good song, though, because it wasn't just, oh, abortion was bad. They went with the view of the fetus.
Mm-hmm.
So they took it from a different perspective, and I thought it came out great. Also on there, on that same album, the first track is Stranger.
Yes.
That's a great song.
That was a great song.
And stuff. That's probably my favorite off of the album.
Yeah, I like the musical arrangement to it.
It is. It's a great opening track. Everything about this thing is right out of the gate, sets the pace for the record. Beautiful. And, well, like I said, I'll play a clip at the start of the episode. Actually, I got a whole clip, a little longer clip I can play because it's a great song, Stranger.
Stranger!
So Stranger, yeah, great song.
Yeah,
you mentioned
awesome song.
You mentioned See No Evil, Hear No Evil, or See No Evil. That's a great song too. Actually, I kind of did a quick poll on Facebook. They're asking people their favorite Holy Soldier song, and I got a few answers saying hard to decide, hard to pick just one or two, or a lot of people were saying anything off the first one because the whole first album was a great album.
Cool.
I don't think there's a bad song on here. Actually, one song I want to talk about, and I said this with a couple other songs off. I can't remember what songs they were now. Once in a while, a ballad will come up that I actually like. And Holy Soldier did it with The Pain Inside of Me. I thought that was a great song.
I haven't heard it yet, but now that you like it, I'll have to listen to it.
It's an emotional song dealing with pain, hurt. I don't think they actually come up with an answer. It's just a song that writes about dealing with it. The Psalms do this lots of times. The Book of Lamentations do this. So if you say you can't write a song like that and be a Christian band, I would disagree.
Yeah.
When this record came out, I was dealing with a lot of emotional pain. Really resonated with this song. So it kind of has a spot in my heart because of that. Another song I liked was Cry Out for Love.
Yes, that's my favorite out of Holy Soldier. I love that. That's a good song.
I do too. It's on there. I remember I tried playing this on guitar. I had people, I had like guitar teachers show me how this was done. I looked up the tabs. If I'm trying to figure out a song on how to play on guitar, it must mean it's a good song. I like playing it. So yes, Cry Out for Love will make my list too.
And Cry for Love is good. But I remember that when I was sitting here listening to it, you just played it
Yeah.
from a show we both know very well, Roxanne.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
That
they played
brought
lots
back
of
memories.
Holy Soul. I'm sure they played lots of Holy Soldier on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Again, I don't think there is a bad song on this record. If I were to pick a desert album, this would probably be on that list. I don't think I hate any song on this. There's a few that maybe aren't as strong as others. What else we got on here? Tear Down the Walls.
Oh,
I think that's
wow. Yeah, that's a good one too. There's a lot of songs I've never heard before. You know, during this time that I listened to, and Tear Down the Walls was like, that blew my mind. What? And I didn't hear that before.
Well, you must. You never heard this back in the day. This, like I said, came out 89, I believe.
No, I think this was another band I missed, or I heard, or I remember getting a tape from my dad. He was part of a service that you pay money. They send you every week or end of the month a CD or something.
Right, yeah.
And one of the months they gave him Holy Soldier, so he gave it to me. But I don't remember which album.
Okay.
I almost think it's the one that had Promise Man on it. That would have been his third album?
We're not talking about Promise Man, which was the third album. So, like, as we're talking about Holy Soldier, I want to make this disclaimer too. We are not talking about Promise Man, the album, at all today. Well, other than to say we're not talking about it.
Yeah. Well, later, right?
Yes, we will get into Promise Man on a future episode. I want to do an episode where the 80s bands went grunge. Holy Soldier did it. White Cross did it. Bride did it. I want to talk about those records that went from 80s bands that were the grunge records in the mid 90s. And Holy Soldier's Promise Man is definitely their grunge album. We're talking about their two, I would say, hair metal albums. But I don't even like the term hair metal. I know a lot of people know what that means. And when you say hair metal, they know exactly who you're talking about. I actually like the term pop metal because at the time, this music was very much the pop scene. I mean, it wasn't pop music, but it was pop songs played with guitars, really.
Right, yeah.
And stuff. So I like that better. Anyways, yeah, Tear Down the Walls, great song. I asked, you to pick like 3 songs off each record. We've already mentioned 2 of them, Stranger, See No Evil, Cry Out for Love. Tear Down the Walls was great. The other songs on this record, When the Rain Comes Down, that was a good one too. I think that one made my list.
Yeah,
let's play that one. Let's do The Rain Comes Down, because if you haven't heard that, this was good. And this, I cut it out a little bit to try and cut the clips down in time. But this started out with the bass line first, and it slowly built up.
Yeah, they do a lot of that.
Yeah, and stuff. So I one of the things I liked about it. Between the rain comes down, tear down the walls. I thought it was all, I could have easily said the first 5, 6 songs. I could have easily said the whole album, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I like that one line in there. Sin breeds death and the wicked won't rest. That's a great line.
Yeah, they have some great lines in a lot of their songs too. Yep. Whoever helped them write was pretty.
Well, that was probably David Zaffirro. I'm not sure if they had helped writing the lyrics or if David just helped in the song arrangement, but he produced and he helped write some of the songs. Also, as we're talking about the history of Holy Soldier, during their first tour, Stephen Patrick actually has to leave the band, he says, due to some personal reasons. Eric Beaver steps in. He will come in later to record Promise Man with the band under the name Eric Wayne, but according to one source I was researching, he finished the first tour with Holy Soldier under the name Eric Beaver. He said something about there were reports that he was sounded and looked a lot like Stephen Patrick, that it was a very close comparison. I don't know about that because the album Promise Man was very different vocally, very different sound, maybe sonically. Maybe just the way it was written, he could has his wide range. He could sing low. He can also sing high.
Yeah.
I did hear a few tracks off of their later record called Encore, which was like a greatest hits with some live tracks. I think both vocalists sang on some of those tracks, from what I could tell, just kind of listening to it. And so maybe while he wasn't exactly the same voice and wasn't the singer that Stephen Patrick was, that
Maybe, yeah.
maybe
Wow.
it was close enough. Stephen does come back to do the album Last Train. So yeah, I didn't realize until much later that Stephen had ever left the band. I thought he left the band after Last Train, but I didn't realize that during the tour of the first album, Stephen had left. And then he comes back to do Last Train. Last Train, the record, was very different sonically. Well, it wasn't very, very different. This is what the album looks like for Last Train. And it's been described as a much cleaner record, a little bit more bluesy influence. It's not a blues record, but there was a little bit of blues influence, I think, in the music. It was different. It wasn't as much glam metal as the first one. I think it was still good. Your general thoughts on the album Last Train?
It was good. I liked it, but you're right. There was I noticed just from the couple of singles I knew at that time that all of a sudden the big switch, and I think that was the time I had met you. So playing it in your old car, your old Daytona car, I still remember there was a big switch musically, but the words were always catchy.
Yeah, and it wasn't as big of a switch as when they went grunge. That, I think, was too much of a left turn or different sound. There were some great songs on here. The lead off track, Virtue and Vice, that's a great song. I love that one. Let's play a little bit of Virtue and Vice. So yeah, we had some good rockers like that one. There's a few other good rockers on this one. Last Train again was produced by David Zaffirro, so it came different sound, but still good. Crazy was on this one. It was a good song. I remember a few Christians kind of got up in arms over this one just because I know someone had said, "Wow, if you're a Christian band, you have to sing about, you know, Jesus, God, or whatever. You can't do a song like Crazy. Crazy was just, someone emotionally upset over a breakup." And I thought, whoever had that idea, you can't do a song like Crazy, and be a Christian band, they're wrong. I mean, Christians go through heartbreaks, heartaches all the time.
Yeah.
We're no different than, and there's nothing wrong with writing about it and singing about it,
No.
Let's see, anything else on? Oh, Hallows Eve. Have you heard that one?
Nope.
No. Oh, that's a good one. Actually, I like that one. Did I pick that as? It was hard to pick just 3 from here, and some of these songs are pretty similar. Hallows Eve is a good song. It's kind of talking about end times and the earth giving up its dead and all this. I know that makes my playlist around Halloween all the time. I try and make a playlist of Christian songs. Yeah, we've talked about it.
Wow.
The idea of, like when we talk about this with Saint, doing the Revelation album.
Yeah.
And there's lots of imagery in the Bible that is great for rock, metal, heavy metal band, and so Hallows Eve is like that. Then they do a song. Actually, they do a cover song. "Give Me Shelter" is actually a Rolling Stones song, and I think they do a good version of this. You like the song, Kris? "Give Me Shelter"?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I think it's good. It's close enough. They don't revamp the song.
That's
right. They don't
right.
change it, but they do it in their style. And actually, I just listened to an episode of the Christian Geeks, and they did an episode about cover songs, and they mentioned this one in that episode, and I like it. There aren't too many I don't like on this one. If anything, there's any songs I don't like off this, it might be "Tuesday Morning," I think.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. Yeah.
They have "Love Is on the Way," which isn't bad for a ballad. Not my favorite ballad. I won't say I hate it, but I don't know. Tuesday Morning, I probably would have left it off. We should talk about the lineup for this band, because there was one change. I said Stephen Patrick came back to do the album Last Train, but who was it? Michael Cutting leaves the band, and Scott Soderstrom replaces Michael on guitar. So there's one change on the guitars. The other thing is the band had kind of broken up when Stephen left. They finished the tour. The label wanted them to do another record, and they basically wrote this record in the studio. They didn't have too many songs written when they went in the studio. So that may be kind of why they went with "Give Me Shelter" as a cover song.
Yeah.
It's an easy way of filling up record space. "Dead and Drive." Have you heard that one?
No.
Well, this is a good song. It's one of the fastest songs on this one. Really good. Here's how it sounds. So another song where they take on a social, what's the word I wanted to, uh, anyways, Dead End Drive, a song all about drinking.
Okay, good. That was a song I picked. Good.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't hear this one before.
No, well, yes, I have. You're right. I have. But that was the first time that I heard a second time. That was awesome. That was good.
That's good. And there's another one that's similar tempo, similar feel, similar pace on there called Fairweather Friend. So which I was going to pick as one of my picks, Fairweather Friend, and I thought, well, Dead End Drive is a lot like that one. Do I want Dead End Drive? Do I want Fairweather Friend? You know, let's go with Dead End Drive.
Yeah, Dead End Drive. Yeah, that rocks.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
I can't believe I never heard it on Rockstand. We'll have to talk to Terry.
Any other songs you picked that you liked?
Oh, there was. Oh, hang up. Did you talk about In the End?
Not yet. In the end, I don't know that one. That might be off. Let me look at that. That might be off of Chord. But anyways, the other one I like is the title track called Last Train. I mentioned I like Hallows Eve, which is a great song. Last Train is kind of similar as far as stylistically, tempo wise. So I didn't want to pick two that were the same sound.
I think
Last
I
Train,
remember it.
it's a good song. It's a metaphor for the last days, people leaving and riding the train going to the promised land, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of neat little metaphor. I like it. I like the music behind it. It wasn't a real fast rocker, but it was still good musically.
That's a good song. I like how the words all fit together. That was just the writing of it. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, so we went from, the first album that was pure pop metal, glam metal, hair metal, and a great debut record, I think, to The Last Train, which wasn't quite as strong as the first one. Still a good record. There was, I think, a couple more songs that maybe a little weaker on that. Overall, I like it. I think it's still good. I would probably give the first album, maybe a 10 for the first album, and maybe an 8 or a 7 on Last Train as a record. That's my rating for that, I think.
Yeah, I would say probably a 6 for me.
Okay. I know both those records when they came out got quite a bit of airplay from
Yes.
me. I played them both quite a bit. And that one came out, we forgot to mention when it came out in 1992 for Last Train, the debut in 1990. They go a couple years, and guess what? In the secular scene, Nirvana, Pearl Jam are on the scene. The whole music scene has changed, and bands will try and fit in. And Promise Man comes out, and I don't want to talk about Promise Man. We don't have time today to get into Promise Man anyways, and we will talk about Promise Man down the road, and we will actually find time this year to talk about Promise Man.
That's all right. I mean, the only thing I know is that's true, right? The promised man, he came and he keeps his promises, right? So
Yes. I don't know. Musically, I don't know. We won't get into that. But I hope this has been, for those who maybe weren't around during that scene, didn't know about Holy Soldier ahead of time or before. I hope this has been a good introduction to Holy Soldier. This is kind of where I'm going to go with some of these episodes.
yeah, check them out, follow them. Oh, are they still around?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They haven't been around for quite a while. Actually, like I said, I know Terry Russell on drums has been playing with, I think he's playing with Worldview, actually, and possibly even with Human Code. I have to look that up, who he's playing with.
That was another band I forgot this year.
And I think Jamie Kramer might be playing with somebody. and I can't remember off the top of my head who Jamie is playing with, but seems to me he was playing in. I should look at my old notes. Playing in one of these bands too. Uh, but there's a few bands that have formed up that are kind of like super groups. They pull members from other past bands or old bands and have formed a brand new band. Worldview is one of those. They got George Okoa, who is from Deliverance on guitars. They've got Ray Pera from Sacred Warrior on vocals and going good with that. Like I said earlier, I like the Worldview record. Don't actually have my physical copy yet. Trying to find a way I can get a hold of a physical copy without breaking the bank because I do not live in the United States. All right.
Right now.
So I hope this has been a good exploration introduction to Holy Soldier for those who didn't know who they were, and for those who didn't know who Holy Soldier was. I hope you had fun kind of reminiscing with that. All right. Thanks for listening. God bless everybody. Keep on rocking. Don't forget to follow us for always getting the new episodes when they come out. And
Give us a
follow
like.
us on give us a Facebook or follow on Facebook. Leave comments, reviews, and all that good stuff. We're also on TikTok and Instagram as well. So look for us there, and we'll talk to you next time. All right. You know what? I think that was good. Maybe I'll just play Last Train as our closing song.